All right, so as people are making their ways in, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Want to start with a little bit of program background. Many of you had joined us last year for the first ever Launch LaGrange County event. I think I can speak for all of us in saying that the kids' performance far exceeded even our wildest of expectations. So it was a no-brainer to move forward with it again this year. And after seeing the presentations, I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed. So thanks again for joining us. So last year, the program, we started brainstorming in June of 2015. By April 2016, we had our countywide competition. The individual that came in first place last year, Cole Miller, who had a single pivot irrigation system, actually competed at the Purdue Business competition in February and received a $2,500 grant. So I think it just shows you the level of skill and quality of the projects that we've seen through the program. This year, each of our schools held individual competitions back in February, which brings us to tonight. I'm not going to stand up here and talk. No one wants to hear this. So I'm going to start off and introduce our school club sponsors. I can't say enough about the amount of time that these individuals put in addition to being teachers, many of them coaches, parents. They've dedicated a lot of time to helping the students that will perform tonight develop their business ideas and their pitches. So from Howe Military Academy, Jeff Borns and Richard Porns. And if you're in the room, if you don't mind standing. From Lakeland High School, Dan Kazinga and Steve Scherp. From Prairie Heights High School, Ben Liu. And from Westview High School, Molly Mans and Rich Bender. This year we have several of our judges sitting on our panel returning from last year. They had so much fun. This year I promised that I would have pens at the beginning and we would have bottles of water. So I think we can check those off and we're good to go. Our first judge is Dr. Sean Ambrose, who is an associate professor at the University of St. Francis. Steve Franks, who is a Level Up entrepreneur coach with Start Fort Wayne. And also, Steve was very important in creating this program last year, so we're happy to have him back as he's taken on a new role to serve as a judge. Our next judge is Michelle Horning, who is a professor of accounting and the department chair at Goshen College. Dorothy Hosteller, vice president of Pallet One, and is an entrepreneur and owner of a small business in LaGrange County. Mark Liu serves as the chief executive officer at the LaGrange County RMC, and gets to put up with me as the chair of the EDC board of directors. James Tolbert is not here tonight, who is going to be joining us from Ivy Tech. However, they are a sponsor, and maybe he'll be here yet. Our next judge, Joe Urbanski, is the president and chief executive officer at Farmers State Bank. Also serves on the EDC board of directors. And our last judge is Crystal Van Wallstrom, who serves as director at the Center for Creative Collaboration at the University of Chicago. All right, so the judging criteria, we're not going to show you the spreadsheet in front of them. They're getting busy looking at it. I will tell you, they're looking at a lot of different aspects, but all of those fall into these 5 categories: product market fit, team and presentation, money and financials, and story and vision. And with that, I would like to introduce our first presenter tonight from Lakeland High School, Danny Lewis with Track It.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Danny Lewis 40 seconds a child is abducted or goes missing in the United States, which is really sad to hear. During this presentation, there will be 11 children that go missing. Like in this picture here shown, there is a child being approached by a total stranger. If you buy our bracelet, your children will not have to be all alone. One press of a single button, and your child will automatically be able to speak to you. What says protecting your children more than the tracking bracelet for children? We are all about your child's safety. And here on the left, there is a picture of what the bracelet may look like. The devices that are compatible with this product is Windows 10, Apple, and Android. Therefore, it is available throughout 3 totally different platforms. Why us? Because we want to put an end to child abductions and children gone missing. We want to keep your child safe from the harmful world and environment we live in today. If you remember the 2 children that got abducted a few months back, it was a total tragedy. No one wants to go through that again. We are definitely committed to keeping your children safe, and only with a one-time fee of the bracelet and a monthly low price bill from your phone provider. What is this product? I've heard this question multiple times tonight. This product allows the parents to track their children right from the comfort of their own home, which means anywhere. If the child ever gets abducted or they go missing, here's the product to keep your child safe. Some of the features of the product: it's Bluetooth compatible, it has a SIM card, which enables you to take it to your cell phone provider and get it activated from there, and they will bill you monthly. It has a built-in speaker and mic so you and your children can communicate back and forth. It's waterproof. It has an alarm that when it is cut, it will send a signal to the parent's phone and 911, so furthermore 911 can assist that parent in helping find the child. It can store up to 3 emergency contact numbers, and it's GPS enabled. So as you can see, here are some of our competitors today. We have LG Gizmo Pal and Buddy Tag. The Buddy Tag costs $39.99. The LG Gizmo Pal costs $149.99. And our product, the tracking, costs $115.99. And look what we offer compared to the other competitors. Here are some parent testimonials. Some parents did vouch for this product, so if you guys want to quickly read them. During my presentation, as mentioned earlier, there have been 11 children missing in the U.S. at this point. That's why we feel like your children need the tracking bracelet. What if that was your child at the playground that went missing? How would you find them? This concludes the presentation. Thanks for your attention.
prototype of this product yet.
First of all, I just want to say that was an awesome job, especially having to go first, so good job. When you said that you can, by the push of a button, you can contact your parent, is that something you got to pay for on a monthly basis?
It's a monthly basis cell phone bill, so it will come in with your cell phone bill.
Okay, do you envision your company getting maybe a piece of that monthly fee?
No, sir.
Okay.
We're all about protecting your children.
Okay, very good, good job.
You have a lot of features that your competitors don't. What enables you to offer all those features and somebody else not be able to?
I think it's mostly because they don't think their product through. They just want it on the market so they can make money. But we are well thought through, and we want to just protect your children because, as I mentioned earlier, those girls that got abducted and they were further shocked. So we want to protect your children from that happening.
Do you have an idea of how much money it would cost to make the first version, or at least one to try out?
At least $200 max.
Does that consider paying people to design it, or?
And then once you have it designed and on the market, what's it going to cost you to produce multiple?
For multiple, we're planning on buying all the parts in bulk, so it should not cost that much. For bulk parts, it actually costs less because you're buying them more.
Anyone else up there have questions? Going once, going twice?
Thank you.
So we wanted to recognize our sponsors for the program, and that's the Ships You Want a Trading Place, their gold sponsor, and thank them for providing this wonderful venue tonight. And CenturyLink, they're a gold sponsor as well, and NIPSCO, and they are also a gold sponsor. So thank you very much for those wonderful sponsors. Our next, are we ready for our next program? Okay. That would be the coffee clutch. And okay. I guess they can still come up. Yeah, you got the tough job. We got the easy job. Come on up, girls. So these are two young ladies from Prairie Heights, Gwen Johnson and Kylie Grocott. And they have a coffee clutch. Everybody loves coffee, and when I was a kid, my parents never let me drink coffee, but evidently it's a different world we live in today. They're afraid it'd stunt my growth, but obviously it hasn't affected these two girls. So do you like to drink coffee? All day, every day? I think that's pretty phenomenal. Gives you lots of energy to do all the things you gotta do. So, are you ready? No? Yeah, okay.
And I'm Kylie Grocott. Our business is that we're a portable coffee business. We provide gourmet coffee with a convenience for our customers in our community. sale, we took our gross profit and subtracted our product cost and our drawer cash and had a net profit of a little over $130.
So I'm the designer. I actually figured out what we should make it, how we should make it, on the logo, the name, what would actually work best to fit us. The products, I figured out what coffee would be the best, what coffee wouldn't, what coffees are the most popular right now. And the barista, I've been making the coffees from scratch. And I'm the spokeswoman. I went around to the students, to the teachers, to the principals, and I'm also going to be the face and the voice of the future company.
My job in the company is to order products and also the machinery. I'm in charge of the financial planning along with the business planning. I basically take Gwen's vision of the business and put it on track. I also work as the cashier during our sales.
The problem was we can't go somewhere to actually get the drink that we would like. So we discovered our solution would be to have an actual coffee stand in any place you'd be at. In 2010, the population of northern Indiana was 2.148 million people. So let's count the adults, the kids, the teens, who all drink coffee. That would be a lot of people.
The good thing about having such a high percentage of coffee consumers is that there really is no age limit for customers in the business. Say a woman in her late 30s could come into the coffee shop cart and order a cappuccino, while her husband can order a black coffee and her kids can order a hot chocolate. We really do have a variety in the business.
So when we went to the stool and started working, we found out that we would like more than one blender because right in the middle, our blender broke on us. And if you couldn't tell that we were actually using a blender out there to make our most popular drink. And it at least shut down our production for at least 30 minutes. And we also decided we'd like a bigger workspace and also more time to prepare the drinks, get there earlier.
Our business as the portable coffee shop can work because we are a coffee shop on wheels. We can bring our business to you.
Like she said, we can move. We can go to the carnivals. We can go to a wedding. And we also know that gourmet coffees are very popular. But a weakness of ours, we have competition. I mean, look at Starbucks. They are verified on so many social platforms. And they have a store where you can drive there to get a drink. Unlike us, we will have to be in a certain location for you to find us.
On the left here is our current menu of our drinks. We decided to make these prices because not very many kids in our school carry around cash, so we decided to come up with these prices sort of affordably and we'd still get profit from it. And on the right is our expenses per cup of coffee, but this is just the ingredients, not including the cup and the lid.
The cup was about 30 cents. So we added up the most selling drink was the double chip chocolate vanilla mocha, and we put that together as $2. We got at least $1 in profit. If you look at the graph, you can see the blue was our customers and our gray was our expenses. And we did a survey 2 weeks ago asking our homeroom what coffee they'd rather have out of all the four, and they said it would be the double chocolate chip mocha.
This is our product inventory. These are the current prices for our ingredients. It costs a little over $50 for all of it. And at the bottom is our current machinery that we're using.
Later on, this is what we're going to want. We're going to want a better way to measure because it was more of a guess and check with the things we've had. We would want an espresso and cappuccino maker, a milk frother, and also a latte maker.
So our next step is to buy a food cart to be able to take our business outside of school. And later on, we plan on buying sort of a shell trailer to eliminate our weather problems. And we will customize both of them to our business's liking.
You can look at this picture and see the bottom is what our goal is later on, maybe in the summer. And the top is what we're going to buy and create to look new. We're going to have our very own people to come help us build this. We have our 2 teachers, Mr. Liu and Mr. Knoll, who said they'd even help and we are the coffee clutch. We go where you need the Joe. Any questions?
Great job. Have you looked into health department regulations for your business?
Yes, so on the 4-H fair, we already decided we're going to go there for LaGrange. And they say we need then, the people who are going to check out our department are going to have to look through it, do a health inspection, see how many calories everything is going to be. So we've been marking down in our little notebook on what we need to do.
I'll follow up with that. So as part of in any restaurant business, have you looked at having ServSafe certification for you as food handlers? Will that be necessary?
It will be necessary. My grandma used to own a restaurant, so she's been telling me how to run this.
Way to go, Grandma.
Found in the clutch.
I have a couple questions. So they've kind of touched on some of them, but do you need a permit to go to a specific location?
Most places, yeah.
And so how are you going to decide where you're going to go?
So I live on a lake, and in the summer days, it's going to be a very popular place to go to the gas station places. And Kylie lives in DeKalb, and she's going to be able to around like the large cities and everything, so we'll be able to go there outside and show everyone what we have.
So I'm trying to think about how is your idea different than others? I feel like it's pretty easy to find a cup of coffee when I want one. So how are you going to fill that need that I think so far is pretty easily filled?
Well, if you go to a 4-H fair, it's going to be like an hour drive just to go to a certain coffee stand. And maybe at a school you can't go anywhere to actually get one. So we decided if we did it on wheels, we'd be able to go anywhere. And like a wedding, we've asked to be rented recently, and we'd be able to go inside, do the venue, and be able to sell the people that are attending the wedding the drinks.
Okay, then I think you need to articulate a little bit more what your target audience is, because you're being much more specific when you talk about it versus what you presented.
Since you guys are going to be on the go a fair amount, once I become addicted to your product, how do I find you? How do I, every day I'm going to want to come see you guys?
We have a social media platform. Right now we have Instagram, and we're working on getting a Facebook, and we'll give daily updates on where we're going to be.
Do you intend to sell other products other than beverages?
Later on we're going to want to be able to sell muffins and other breakfast type foods.
I think we're good.
While our judges are marking down their scores, I'll stand up here and let everyone look at me awkwardly for a few minutes. All right, so a few things to note while we have a break here. I see our sheriff waving in the back. Modify Workspace is sponsoring a crowdfunding component to this year's event. They are set up out in the hallway, and essentially the way that it works is if anyone in the audience has a desire to donate to any specific company that you see presenting tonight, you can go back, you can donate, they will give you a card. That card will correspond with a specific number, and each person that donates can put that card in whatever box for whichever venture they think won tonight's event. It's going to be considered the people's choice, so the way that it will work is each venture, each business will receive whatever amount of money has been put in their box, and Modify has agreed to match the total donations up to $1,000, and that will go to the top vote getter, and that should be announced tomorrow. All right, so our next sponsors for tonight's event LaGuana Printing is a gold sponsor. LaGuana put together the beautiful glossy programs that you have before you. They are also live streaming the event in the back, and that will be available to view online after tonight. And they also provided, I believe, 50 or 100 business cards free of charge for each of our students participating tonight. Our next sponsor is a community sponsor, and it's the LaGrange County Chamber of Commerce. Unfortunately, Beth Sherman, who many of you know, is out sick. Hopefully Beth is watching this stream online. Hi, Beth. Unfortunately, you're not able to join us, but the Chamber has been a great partner. In fact, they've been a founding partner for this program since day one. And Ivy Tech Community College of Northeast Indiana, they have generously offered scholarships, as they did last year for this year's event. Each student on the first place team will be offered a $3,000 scholarship renewable for up to 4 years. Each student on the second place team will receive a $2,000 scholarship renewable for up to 4 years. And each student on the third place team will be offered a $1,000 scholarship renewable for up to 4 years. With that, we are ready for our next presenters this evening. The company name is Donna Glove, and the founders are Trey Zabona and Jordan Miller from Westview High School.
Hi, my name is Jordan Miller.
My name is Trey Zabona, and we are Donna Glove.
A little bit about myself. I'm pursuing a career in mechanical engineering, and I'm finishing up my private pilot's license.
I'm pursuing a career in the United States Air Force, and I also am finishing up my private pilot's license. So the problem that we came across is that it's very hard to put on a pair of simple latex gloves. Pretend you're a nurse and you do this every day, probably at least 50 times a day. We came up with a solution for your troubles. The benefit, we have 3 big ones. The main one is it decreases time, it increases the sanitation, and it makes the user's life a lot easier.
So our goal for this product is to make the daily task of putting on a pair of gloves much easier for the user. And how I came up with the idea, I went to the nurse every day after school or after lunch, and she would give me my supplement. She'd wash her hands, and she had dry, cracky knuckles this certain time, and she'd put on latex gloves. And so her hands would be wet. She'd try to wiggle her hand in there, and I'd be sitting there, and I was like, is there a way to make this easier? And, so that's where the gears started turning, and that's where the product was born. This is our design. It comprises of a box, simple box, that's going to be put under vacuum pressure. That's what inflates the gloves. It's going to be about 15 inches wide, 9 inches deep, 4 inches tall, and it has a faceplate. The things you see on the sides here, those are pneumatic actuators, as some of you saw work, that will clamp the cartridge we've created, comprised of a left and a right glove, between the plate and the front of the box. And this will create a seal. Then a vacuum pump will turn on, inflating the gloves. The user will put his or her hands in, and then press a foot pedal and pop the plate off, breaking the seal. Then you're on your way. So this is our basically proof of concept prototype. It's a little rough, but it shows what needs to be showed here. So Trey did a wet hand test, and what we did is he dipped his hands in some water, spritzed them off, and then put on gloves like the nurse did. That took him 12.28 seconds. And then we did a second test where we used our makeshift box here, and it was just under 7 seconds.
So the glove, we know that if we create a box and we sell it to our local dentist's office, doctor's office, whoever needs them, they're not going to come back and need more boxes. But what they are going to need is more gloves for the boxes. We can create our own pair of gloves for 28 cents and sell them for 40 cents. This is still staying very competitive with other glove manufacturers.
So our primary markets, we have a pretty broad range. It can include veterinarians, doctors' offices, hospitals, dentists, and Jiffy Lube, EMTs and even Subway, any food processing place, basically anywhere that uses latex gloves.
As far as our competition goes, we've searched everywhere from the second page of Google. You could probably hide a dead body there, but we are yet to find anything even close to being relatively the same as this. We have found one that is a single use, never a multi-use, that you can just put your hands in and go at the same time. Our investors and contacts, we do have one key major contact. He owns Patients Choice Labs in Indianapolis. They do a lot of the drug testing for the larger automobile manufacturers down there. He likes our idea, and we hope you like our idea too. Our magic number is $99. That's what it will cost us to create and manufacture the glove box.
So our price structure here, on the left we have our glove box here. So when we would order and put together 500 units, that would run us a total cost of $49,500. And we would sell that at a 300% markup to the general public, and our revenue would be $148,500, and our profit would end up being $99,000. So the glove cartridges, as Trey said, it's more of a subscription type deal. So if somebody would order 5,000 gloves, we have them marked up to 40 cents a cartridge, and that's a 25% margin on what we can make them for.
Do you have any questions?
Nice job. It's a great idea. Your glove cartridge seems, obviously, if you didn't have a patent on it, something that somebody could copy. Have you considered the cost of doing that as part of your plan?
Oh, we have. We hope to either get our money for the patent from this competition or from future investors, but that's definitely the first thing we're going to do.
Do you expect most of your revenue to come from the selling of the gloves or from the actual unit itself? Or could you see yourself giving that away for the unit for purposes of creating the revenue stream from the gloves?
We do know that most of the money is going to come from the gloves. We have the box marked up 300% right now, so that we can relate to and we can sell to local dentist office, local doctor's office. So the price isn't so high that they just simply can't afford it. But the glove, they're always going to need more gloves. So if we can keep on, our margin isn't as high as glove manufacturer margins are. We hope to maybe link up with a glove manufacturer. That way they would already have the FDA approval.
How many gloves are in a cartridge?
Well, what we have, as far as, there's going to be 2 gloves, a left and a right in a cartridge. And what we want for a design is just like a magazine with, say, 10 of them on top of the box. And what would happen is one would drop in, and it would go through the process of being clamped. You'd put it on your hands, and when you're done, you'd have a system that kick that old one out, and a new one would slide forward. You have like a spring in the back to push the next one forward.
And how much time does it take to load a cartridge and have it refill each time?
That's in our full scale. We didn't really run those numbers as far as, it's not going to take long. It just
I'm just
drops
wondering
down.
if it's the same amount of time as it would take me to do it myself.
For you to do it yourself, the average time that it took me was 12 seconds to put the glove on. Once all the cartridges are already inside the machine and ready to go, you could do it quick. Because even with our tabs on our first prototype, it took us about 7 seconds.
I think this is a wonderful concept. I'm a former restaurant manager, and I certainly can see a need for this. People blowing it and so forth. My question, though, is that how many of these would a business need? Because I may have average size hands, and other people may have larger hands. How many? So. Have you kind of thought that issue through as far as how much capital would a restaurant or a dentist have to put in to purchase these things?
Well, theoretically, they could. A restaurant, if we're speaking of the restaurant agency, they could get away with one due to the fact that we would have multiple sizes of gloves that would all fit in the same box.
But then wouldn't I have to put different cartridges in for each?
Yes, yeah, I guess you're right. That would make sense. So you would need a minimum of 3 if you wanted different sizes. or you could just keep switching them in and out. But
I think that you should definitely consider this idea of giving away the box, or making it almost impossible to say no to that, because I think you're going to find that once people have the box, the gloves is where you're going to make most of your money. So making it easy for people to use your product, I think that's an interesting model for you to consider.
thank you.
Thank you. Donna Glovegrace. So again, our sponsors for the program tonight, this is a gold sponsor, and that's Snacks and Pack. So we might want to clap for that. And we have Yoder Shipshawana Hardware, which are our silver sponsor. LaGrange County Community Foundation, which is where I work. My name's Laura Lemming, in case I forgot to introduce myself. Indiana Tech, Fort Wayne College sponsor, and they are very generously giving a $12,000 renewable up to 4 years for the first place team. $10,000 renewable for 4 years for each student that places in the second place team, and $8,000 renewable for each student that is in the third place team. So that's, wow, very generous. So our next team is going to be Intro Smart Dog. So it's the Smart Dogs, and the founder is Sultan Al-Abadullah and Tommy Yang, and Henry Davis. Okay, and these are from Howe Military School.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tommy Yang.
My name is Sultan Abdullah.
And we are a smart dog.
Our problem is that many dog owners usually get lost in their thoughts thinking of their dogs, or just simply the fact that you're worried about your dog, or you're staying at work, you got held up, you have to stay longer, an hour, 2 hours. You don't have to worry about that with Smart Dog, because if you just need to give them some more food, you forgot to refill their bowl in the morning, Smart Dog offers the opportunity for you to either program the dog house to add the food automatically every day in the morning, or you can go on the website and use your special login, access the program, and add the food yourself manually. Depending on how much food you have in the main cartridge, which will be airtight, and considering that most dog foods are already dry, that would save up your need for refilling the food every single day, which would just make it easier for dog owners. It also refills the water bowls for dogs, which is part of our solution. And basically, you would not have to worry about your dog while you're at work, because you know that you can also monitor them using cameras that will be fitted onto the doghouse on the inside or outside of the doghouse. So if your dog is just inside the doghouse sleeping, you can just monitor him, make sure everything's okay. Or if he's outside running around, digging a hole, whatever things dogs do, you can just look at them and say, oh, okay, he's just playing around, biting his tail or something.
What we're offering, there are cameras outside and inside of your doghouse that can monitor your dog at all times. automatically refills your food bowl and water bowl when it's empty. This is all possible by using an Arduino and a Raspberry Pi.
Why we are worth it. We have looked up dog houses in general on Google and on many different search engines online, and you'd find that we are a unique business and that there are no other businesses that offer um, this kind of features.
We have conducted market surveys. 60% of respondents stated that they would be interested in such product. We've done some of the initial programming for Arduino and Raspberry Pi.
And also the 40% that said they wouldn't buy this product, it's just because they don't have a dog. Finances. Theoretically, it would take up to $200 to manufacture the dog houses, and we would sell it at a $250 market price. Over time, the manufacturing price for us to make them would go less and less because as we make more units, when we buy wood separately to make each unit, it costs more than buying a bundle of wood to make several units.
What we need: manufacturing facility, parts for prototype. Questions?
Thanks, nice job, guys. Do I need to buy the doghouse in order to buy the rest of the features, or can I just get the camera, or what parts of this are available just kind of piece by
Well,
piece?
you would need to buy the doghouse fully because it comes as a package. The cameras themselves would be fitted into the doghouse, so that like if it gets too windy or something, you know that the cameras are not going to fall down because no offense to anyone here or the customers in general would not. Some of them would not know how to install them properly, which would like make a gap for liability. Therefore, the cameras are fitted in the manufacturing process, and the program itself is unique to the doghouse that we make.
Okay. I'm one of those 40% who I don't have a dog. I have 7 children, so I don't need to have a pet. My question is, you stated in your presentation that your system would automatically feed and automatically water the dog, but I don't see any way how that happens. So if you could maybe walk us through that. Is there like a machine that like puts dog food into the bowl, or I don't know what that is.
Yeah, well, mainly there would be a big compartment at the back of the doghouse, and it would have 2 sections, one for the water and one for the dog food. Then when you close them, whenever you want to add food manually, like through the website, or whenever you program the doghouse to add food, the dog food would be led through plastic tubing from the compartment in the back of the doghouse towards the bowl of food and water.
So have you done any research to see how many people have dogs that live outside versus inside, that need a house versus those that don't?
No, ma'am.
That might be a good exercise. I have a friend who has a cat. I don't have any pets. I have a friend who has a cat, and she has an automatic food and water dispenser in her home, and it's set to a timer, and so it just goes off whenever at certain times of the day. So how would this be beneficial versus the one that's set on an alarm?
Well, the difference between smart dog and such a device would be that we also offer the opportunity for you to like monitor your dog and your cat, and you can, when you go on the website that we're going to create for the doghouse, you can check how much food there is left in the compartment, so it reminds you to add food to the compartment sure how much he eats and when he eats. So by having this program that tells you like what dosage or like the amount of food that was added to the bowl at certain times, you can just print out a spreadsheet of that information, give it to your vet, and that way you just have a more comprehensive data about your dog, which would help you treating your dog and getting it better.
You said you've done some programming with Arduino or Raspberry Pi. Very quickly, can you tell me a little bit about what that is? And the follow-up to the question is, would you be willing to just sell a software or hardware system outside of the complete unit?
Well, regarding the programming itself, we've had external help on that base, but regarding selling the program on its own, that would be difficult considering that the program would be based around the doghouse that we were creating. Therefore, like there are several different variables that need to be considered when installing it on another like different facility or like different doghouse or any mechanism.
So on the $200 cost for this, is that your parts and your hardware and your wood? Does that include money to pay somebody to do the work?
Well, we were hoping to get the money to pay the person programming the thing from hopefully when we win this competition, and the program would be initially made in the beginning, and then it's just a one-time payment, and therefore we did not consider the price of programming in the original manufacturing price. But since we're only paying the programmer just once, we didn't really take that into consideration as a vital cost or expense. Thank you.
All right, great job, guys. Are you guys seeing the elevated competition this year? For those of you that were here last year, the concepts, the presentations, I'm just blown away. So everyone's done a great job. We are actually ahead of schedule. I don't want to ruin that. We're going to do one more presentation, and then we're going to take a short break for anyone that needs to use the restroom, grab a beverage, whatever that may be. So before we do that, like I said, we'll do one more presentation. And before that, I would like to introduce a few more sponsors. A silver sponsor, Modify Workspace, who again is sponsoring the crowd fund that you'll find in the hallway. Farmer State Bank, who is a silver sponsor again this year as well. The LaGrange County Economic Development Corporation, who I did exactly what Laura did and didn't introduce myself either. I'm Ryan Kroc, the president and CEO at the EDC, so halfway through before break. And another very, very generous college sponsor. Like the students elevating their game this year, Goshen College, who was very generous last year, decided that they wanted to step up as well. So this year, Goshen College has offered a $4,000 renewable scholarship for up to 4 years to each student who participated in Launch LaGrange County at their school level. So whether they are here today, well, that's a different level. Any kid that didn't advance to this portion of the competition, they've been offered that scholarship. But we're not done. They are offering a $7,000 renewable scholarship to each student that is competing tonight, any student that does not place in the top 3. And they are offering a $12,000 renewable scholarship to each student on any of the 3 top teams in this evening's competition. And now we are going to do our final presentation before break. I'd like to introduce the founders of NeighborLink from Howe Military Academy, Daniel Kostenko and Henry Davis.
Good afternoon. My name is Daniel. This is my buddy Henry, and we are NeighborLink.
Before I start, I'm just glad that I got the last spotlight before you guys take a break. And this is a working concept, so it's just one step in, I guess, a great leap of mankind's advance in social skills because, especially my generation, attention spans like 7 seconds now for kids. So just trying to advance that.
So, the problem we have in today's society is that there are a few people that might not even know their neighbors a few houses down. So, NeighborLink
NeighborLink basically, well, it's in the name. It, like Daniel said, it's not really a small world like we used to have, but now everyone's all digital. Like I haven't written a letter in I've never written a letter. But I usually do help out my neighbors, and when I do help my neighbors, it's usually shovel the driveway, mow the lawn, stuff like that. And basically, it's not just to be paid at the end of the day; it's just recognition, just a sense of accomplishment. I rarely feel at the end of the day.
So NeighborLink, you would download it on your phone or iPad, any mobile device that you might have, and you would be able to help other people if they ask for help. This would be purely voluntary. The intent of this app is to give an incentive for helping your neighbors while also connecting the whole community in anything that you might do. So first, obviously, you would download this app. Then you would register an account. This is purely for security purposes and for being able to just know who needs help or also who's helping you.
So basically, I don't like using the word basically. On a grander scale, it's Craigslist and Yelp mashed into one, but on a local basis. So you're not really just looking at faker people. It's just really just the people that you know down the street and what they're capable of doing and what their second job is, basically at home.
Now, this app will be funded mostly on donations that are optional from users, and also this app will have advertisements from local companies like plumbers, carpenters, just in case anyone might not have the equipment or the full experience to complete these tasks. And we are thinking of maybe doing a 99-cent app purchase. And this user profile system, we have sort of a level system where if you do that if you're getting a positive rating, you can level up your profile and get more of an incentive, a bigger bonus, and after that, you could even do better and better. This is purely to still give people the competition and ambition to help their neighbors out better.
This is basically this is a core concept, like I said, and this is just a working concept. This is just an idea of what could be something bigger and better than what is going on today in commercials or at the Super Bowl. Nothing had to do with community, and basically nationwide, no improvements so far have been made to preserving the next generation, and then improving that further.
So, as security goes, if a user does something that puts someone at risk, they will be met with they will be dealt with accordingly. If someone does something that's not very severe, they most likely will just be dropped in those levels if they gained it.
Questions?
I think I understand that if I need something done in my house, I would put some kind of request into this app. Are then other members of the neighborhood going to be, is there some way they can tell how close I am to them in proximity? Is that how it works? How would I know where this person is that needs help?
Yes, sir. It's basically like the Find an iPhone default app on your iPhone. It's basically that installed onto this, and that's basically how somebody will find it.
Thanks for your presentation. So I'm a very active social media user, and so I'm thinking through. So with your application, the idea was to kind of like services in the community. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if I need something in the community with my friends, I post it on Facebook. Or if it's a business thing, I'll post it on LinkedIn. So what's the differentiation between your application, which is in a startup phase, how would you get traction, versus Facebook, where I have, let's just say I have a lot of friends?
This is actually a very good question. Basically, with our app, it would be more on a local scale. So that way, a higher percent of people would know about it, know about your issue, rather than Facebook, since it's such a huge network. Sometimes people might not even be able to check if you have any issues. Also, this app's very core intent is to help people that are in need. So you would know if anyone is having an issue.
What kind of competitive research did you do?
So far,
There's not really a competitive thing about this at all. So, like you said, sir, Facebook is social media, and they're doing anything anybody does today that is social media wise is basically connecting with hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people. I think that popular, and like Donald Trump's tweets, he gets out there as a community. Not a lot of people know Donald Trump. Maybe 100,000 people know Donald Trump, but this is a popular guy, and he gets out there like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and this is just one of many, many ways.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask my question again. What kind of competitive research did you do? Did you look to see if there were any other apps that do something similar?
Yes, we did. There's many, like I said, Craigslist.
Okay, so I use one. It's called Nextdoor, and it's everybody in my neighborhood is all signed up, and so we post, hey, I'm doing a gardening project this weekend, and so I think it's an interesting idea, but I don't know how different and unique it is.
Yeah, I think that's similar to the question I was asking. I was going to ask other, except I'll frame it a different way, and I wonder if you can differentiate yours in some other way, maybe with a different target group. I'm not quite sure. I don't have any ideas for you, but I think if you think about it more, maybe you can find a unique way to make it something different than something that's out there.
I'm struck by two things. The first thing I'm struck by is the fact that you want to bring neighborhood back to neighborhood. So I see that as an enormously worthy goal. Like other people have questioned here, maybe this isn't the exact solution for that. If I were you, I'd be open to pivot my venture to perhaps bring neighborhood back to neighborhood in some other way. Just be open-minded. Secondly, I've also seen apps like this be used for other things, so you could reverse that and now be open to using your app for other non-neighborhood things, like connecting people that are together at a large conference or something like that. You could go either direction, but I urge you to think about your worthy goal. Make your worthy goal happen. Maybe it isn't with this tech.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys. Well, before we do our break, I wanted to recognize again a few more of our generous sponsors. We have S&H Meadow, who are gold sponsors. We have Fry, Trowbridge, and Associates, and they're a CPA firm in LaGrange, and they're a bronze sponsor. And then we have the University of St. Francis College sponsor. They very generously are donating in the form of a scholarship, a $10,000 renewable scholarship for each student on the winning team. So when you add that up, that's $40,000. That's pretty generous. So we'll take a break and come back in about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes.
All right, so we are back close to being on schedule. So if everyone wants to make their way into this room pretty quick here, we'll get started in about 2 minutes. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are going to go ahead and jump right into our next student venture, and that is a Lakeland student venture started by Isaiah Lehman, Eric Millinger, and Josh Grog, and the name of the company is Shipshawana Pedicabs.
Hello everybody, we are Shipshawana Pedicabs, and today we are seeking a $5,000 investment to purchase a pedicab trailer and electric assist for all of our pedicabs. First of all, I'd like to thank the EDC and everyone who has donated their time and money to this event. We're very thankful and we work very hard for our business and hope you invest in us.
Shipshawana Pedicabs is all about fun, entertaining, and eco-friendly travel in downtown Shipshawana. Our bikes offer a unique 360-degree view of local shops, hotels, and restaurants. Our pedicab drivers offer a unique experience to get to know the downtown area and travel through it. We can offer rides to iconic locations like the Blue Gate, the Davis Mercantile, and even inside the flea market. Our business's goal is to become a Shipshawana Visit staple.
So why pedicabs in Shipshawana? We chose Shipshawana because it is labeled a tourism town. The tourism market in Shipshawana is worth $155 million. Shipshawana is the place to be. Our target audience in Shipshawana will mostly couples 25 years and up, specifically retired couples. 50% of the people that visit Shipshawana yearly are retired. Retired couples often have more disposable income and are usually looking to be more generous with their money. We'd also be targeting people that come in on the Cardinal buses and have no other forms of transportation around Shipshawana.
So why ride with us? Our bikes are very unique and very different. I don't think you'll see a bike like this within a 50-mile radius of Shipshawana or even northeastern Indiana. It took me a plane ride to Boston and a U-Haul ride back from Boston just to find and purchase these pedicabs. Not only are our bikes beautiful, but we also have a great calling and ride request service. Right now we have a Shipshawana Pedicab app to where you can message or even share your location with one of our drivers. And for our older audience, we have a calling service where you can call our bikers directly. As you can see, Josh is wearing one of our Bluetooth headsets to where he can be answering calls throughout the summer on our operating days. We also, unlike other Shipshawana transportation, don't put waste on the roads. If need be, our drivers can wear diapers, but we also won't hurt the roads, but we'll be traveling through the buggy lane and we can skip out on all the flea market traffic. So what are we doing with our pedicabs? We offer a lot of services. We offer tours, rentals, advertising, and of course rides. Right now with advertising, we're working with Brandyberry Furniture and Weaver Furniture. They will be advertising on our pedicabs this summer. We also have rentals. These rentals will be for non-operating days. You can just rent our pedicab to use them. And our tours will be in downtown Shipshewana and on the outskirts in the countryside of Shipshewana. So to test and see if people loved our pedicabs, we went to Facebook. We created a Shipshewana Pedicabs Facebook, and on this Facebook, we posted a video detailing what we'll be doing this summer. People loved our idea. We reached 27,000 people with our video, had 14,000 views and 213 shares. People had great things to say about our product and service. They said this summer that I'll be hitting these up this summer, I love this, and all kinds of great things about our pedicabs.
We're going to be open on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Thursday and Friday, we will only be offering our touring services. Tuesday and Wednesday are flea market days. Those are big hitter days. We'll be open 8 to 5, 9 hours, same hours as the flea market. Saturday is the busiest day outside of flea market days in Shipshewana, according to SRMA members that answered our poll. So we're open 10 to 3, but we can be open longer if we need to be if we're busy. There are a few other events in Indiana that we are looking to go to this summer and years in the future. The Auburn Car Auction this spring, and the Indiana State Fair, and in future years, the Indy 500. We're going to gross $60,000 this year. This is based off $10.50 per ride at 3 rides per hour per pedicab per operational hour, and that's a net profit of $25,000. And then in years future, that can be $15,000 to $18,000 higher due to long-term investments we have made. A week snapshot of our spending and income. Our spending is going to be about $1,600. That's our payroll software, and our insurance averaged out over 13 operational weeks. And we're going to bring in about $4,300, and that's a $2,700 profit for our 13 operational weeks. Our rides are based off a distance system, so 0 to 1 mile is going to be $10, and then any additional quarter mile is going to be $2. And our tours are going to be 30 to 45 minutes with no additional cost per person at $30. To rent just a driver to drive around for an hour and shop through the shops, that's going to be $30. And to rent a pedicab on a non-operational day is going to be $55.
In our marketing of Shipshewana Pedicabs, we have created multiple social media sites and our own website. Our social media sites, both Facebook and Instagram, have received a lot of attention, and we have a combined 350 followers. Our website, ShipshewanAPedicabs.com, is already fully functional and up and running. We also have partnerships with multiple area hotels and have been given permission to have flyers in each and every hotel room. We also are networking with multiple businesses and are members of the SRMA and Chamber of Commerce. In our additional revenue, aboard our pedicabs this summer, we will be selling water. We have special compartments underneath our seats that we can fit the cold drinks. We'd also be selling Polaroid camera pictures and taking pictures anywhere around Shipshewana. And as we further our business, we'll be looking to sell other merchandise such as t-shirts similar to this, wristbands, and hats.
We're going to locate our trailer full of our pedicabs at Shipshewana Homes property. They've offered it to us, and it's a nice centralized location in Shipshewana, so we don't have to travel back and forth on a daily basis.
So our business is licensed as an LLC. We are currently all members. My role in the business, I'll be in charge of the business operations and business relations of the pedicabs. Eric will be in charge of employee relations, so paperwork and payroll. And Josh will be in charge of marketing and branding our business. And of course, our employees will be the pedicab drivers, along with ourselves. So our ventures before as a group, we ventured into charity work in our schools. Junior year, we created what is called Champions Together, which is a high school level Special Olympics program. And since then, we've raised $6,000 for Champions Together, helped host 3 different events, and earned 2 prestigious banner awards.
We're not just a concept, we're a business. We currently own 5 ready-to-go restored pedicabs. We have thriving social media and a validated market. We are insured and ready to operate. We're a licensed LLC, and we have met all of Shipshewana's new regulations. We operate in a $155 million market with no competition.
That's it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. That was awesome. Um, if I would just say that I really don't have any questions. I think you did a great job. I would say that I would probably put the sales and your partnerships and your growth strategy up front, and then talk more about the product and how the specifics of it later, because I think you've shown that you have a great idea and that it's going to grow. And I also love the experience that you created and the momentum and the energy that you brought in with you, and the t-shirts and everything. I think you guys just did a great job.
Again, I'm gonna echo that. The only maybe additional advice is I would look at your tour pricing. I think you're too low. I think you could go higher with that. It's always easier to drop prices rather than to raise them. That would be the only suggestion that I would make, especially in your presentation. You talked about your target demographics have money to spend. Don't be afraid to charge a little more and go for it. That would be my only piece of advice.
We put our tours at that price because it's about $10 to $15 lower than the buggy tours, and people come to Shipshewana for Amish and buggy experience. So we just figured we're not as popular, but maybe we can catch that lower price point. But that's good advice. Thanks.
I'm kind of curious what the short-term future of your business is as some of you graduate from high school and kind of move on to the next step. How do you hold this thing together, especially if you have a really amazing summer this year?
Well, Shipshewana is mostly a summer town, and from May until August is where most of the revenue comes from. And getting done with college, first or second week in May, we can come back and get most of that revenue.
Again, kudos, great job. I want you to show me your expansion plan that goes well beyond Northeast Indiana. I want you to find the spots that are similar to Shipshewana or the events that are similar to Auburn, Core, and Duesenberg, everywhere. Grow this heck out of this thing, okay?
Yep. Right now, our first idea is Holland, Michigan. It's kind of spread out, but it's definitely doable for this type of experience.
Good thinking.
And along with that, have you identified what your future roles are going to be as you grow? You're going to continue with these roles? Are you going to franchise it? Are you going to grow it yourself? Exactly what do you think you want to do with it?
So I can see ourselves. We all own equity in the company. So we're most likely we have a lot of things that we could do potentially with this business. We'd like to grow, do a lot of events within Indiana, even Chicago area. That's where we see ourselves for this next coming years, but we could grow as a business and lease out a lot of our pedicabs in multiple areas.
All right, so while our judges are scoring, I'm going to take a few moments to again recognize some sponsors. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of support for this program from within LaGrange County and beyond. And I think it speaks volumes to the work and time that the students put in, teachers, and all those involved. So we'll start with Palette One, who is a silver sponsor this year. And next we have another community sponsor who has stepped up this year to partner, and that is Purdue Extension Office from LaGrange County. And a bronze sponsor, Believe in a Dream, which is a nonprofit who actually came in after last year's competition, kind of before they even knew that there would be a second year. Because they liked what they saw so much. So we'd like to thank them for their support as well. Okay, with that, we are ready for our next business. The business name is Adapt, and the founder is Manny Rangel from Lakeland High School.
today I'm going to present to you the revolutionary way of advertising that's going to help all of LaGrange County prosper, and it's called Adapt. A basic overview of what Adapt is digital signage that has QR codes embedded in the ads, and with the once you scan the QR code, you will be able to pull up further more information on that business and exclusive deals. Adapt is good for any business, but I plan to target the hotel and the hardware stores industry as you can see, this is actually coming from Farmstead. It's a brochure rack. All hotels have them, but I just feel like it's a very old way of advertising and promoting local businesses. So what I want to do for that is put a large kiosk and advertise basically the businesses on the kiosk. So instead of going through all those brochures and looking what you can do for leisure, where you can go to dine, you would just go to the kiosk and you would pull down restaurants and stuff you can do for leisure. For the hardware stores, it would be down the certain aisles, like I said, like the plumbing aisle, I'm going to advertise plumbers. Down the painting aisle is going to be for painters. So basically what I'm trying to do is get the most product market fit. And another problem that I see around here is the lack of interaction with an ad and the audience. Nowadays, when you see an ad, it's just a visual. So I had an ad created. So once you, like I stated prior, you would scan it and then you would get further more information and exclusive deals, which would influence people to download the app. And also for the compensation of the host of the brochure racks, the bulletin boards, placemats or menus, they don't get compensated. They just get for restaurants, they just get the menus. They don't get any money. So if you do with Adapt, you would be getting 10% of the money that's going through your screens. Pricing is customer based, so it's not directly. They're not all going to be the same. So, but generally, the restaurants is about $25 a week. Hardware stores 25 to 60. This is based off Ace Hardware in LaGrange and Schlemmer's. And how I got these numbers is I contacted painters and contractors and such around the community to find out what's a reasonable price. I plan to start local and then move to larger cities and into shopping centers such as just like shopping malls. But putting these screens, the possibilities are endless. Marketing, to begin with, once I get established in the business, I'm going to self-advertise on the screens. And I believe that once people see what I'm doing, they're going to jump right on board because it's a new way of advertising. I also plan to collaborate with the newspaper and just putting the QR code on the advertisements to get people to download the app. And also for in sporting events like my high school, I could hand out brochures and flyers just to get people to download the app and get out there. The software that I'll be using is ScreenCloud Signage and Scanova. What ScreenCloud Signage is it allows me to put these advertisements in a slideshow and then export them to screens across the county. It costs $20 a month per screen, but it becomes $15 once I get over 20 screens, and then 10 over 40. But I am actually working on creating its own software, so I can be independent from that. And then Scanova is where I would be able to generate the QR codes, and I can customize it. You can't really see, but my logo is in the middle of the QR code, so it'll help with branding. And I can also do the analytics of the QR code, so how many times it's been scanned, when, and where, which is going to help with pricing, because I'm going to charge an installation fee for the host, and then a flat rate for the advertisements, for the advertisers, and then how many times the QR code gets scanned. What I need is the screens. They're 10-inch screens, and they cost $107 each. And then for the larger kiosk screens, they cost from anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000. So to conclude the presentation, I just want to remind you that Adapt is a service for the community that's going to be beneficial for business owners, advertisers, and the community in general. So what says launch LaGrange more than Adapt? Thank you.
Are you going to be bearing the cost of the
to take that.
I would get a full profit, so I'm basically reimbursed for what I put into this business.
So if I'm a hotel or a hardware store, do I have to pay anything to have a monitor in my store or a kiosk in my hotel? That's you, okay.
So sell me on the value proposition of advertising with you. So I'm a plumber, and sell me on how many leads would I get from this, and how many leads would you expect to be converted to actual visits?
Well, I wouldn't be able to tell how many people exactly would see it, but I can tell you how many people are scanning the QR code.
Is this a touch screen?
Yes.
So I can go wherever I
Right,
want?
you can just go.
And why would I use this instead of my phone to look up? Like, why wouldn't I go to Yelp or Angie's List or?
Let's say you're going to the hardware store and you're walking around, the paint is going to be right there. You just take out your phone. There's no searching involved. Just take out your phone and just scan it through.
Do I get a discount if I use?
Yes. Oh, I forgot it.
Okay.
As long as you scan it. That's it.
Do you think anyone else is doing something similar to this?
I'm actually surprised there hasn't been much of it. I mean, there's digital signage for sure, and QR codes are a big thing right now. But I haven't seen anything that, any type of advertising that revolves around an app and QR codes.
Because I could see it being a benefit in a business like ours at the bank where, you'd scan this and home builders and realtors and that kind of thing. So I think it's a pretty interesting idea. Good work.
Can you count for me how many facilities in just this county you think are potential customers?
Any hardware stores, and there's plenty of hotels around here, especially in the Shipshewana area.
Can you throw a number at that instead of saying plenty?
So what's your plan for, how are you going to persuade somebody to put the kiosk in their store, and how are you going to persuade someone to buy ad space on kiosk?
The slogan is prosperity for all, so there's benefits for everybody. If the host of the screen is going to get a kickback in that 10%, and it's good for the advertisers because the target market is going to be there. It can be very direct, so it's going to be beneficial for the advertisers as well.
It's a very unique concept. Good job.
So thank you very much. That was very interesting. Today's, again, we have some more sponsors. The Adapt was very interesting. We all need people to do service work at our homes. I don't know if I'm married to a contractor and I'm always last on the list. The sponsors that I get to recognize today during this presentation are FMU Ball and Company. They're a CPA accounting firm in LaGrange, and they're a bronze sponsor. Next we have DNS Builders. They're also a bronze sponsor, contractors. And next we have the Bluegate Restaurant and Theater, and they're also a bronze sponsor. So are you ready for the next one? So next we have drone service, and it's Dalton Meisner and Hunter Whitney, and they're from Westview High School.
My name is Dalton Meisner. I'm a senior at Westview High School, and next fall I'll be attending St. Francis to major in marketing and play soccer.
And my name is Hunter Whitney, and I'm pursuing a career in the United States Air Force.
Together we're HD Drone Service, and we're going to change the way you farm. So a little bit about us. We currently work for the first agriculturally based drone company. His uncle, or his cousin, sorry, owns it. And there we assemble drones, we ship them out, we put software on them. We also run social media accounts for them. And a few weekends ago, we went to the National Farm and Machinery Show in Louisville as sales reps. And between that and doing social media, we have generated over $14,000 in revenue for them.
So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be scouting fields for farmers using the latest drone technologies. This will greatly reduce the time and cost it takes to scout fields. For any of you who don't know what scouting fields is, it's basically going out and looking for problem areas.
So the current process for scouting is a farmer will either go out himself and walk the fields, or he'll hire someone to do it. For weed scouting, generally they'll hire high school kids, and there's a lot of problems with that because high school kids normally aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. So besides that though, it takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of room for human error there because they're doing a W shape through the field, or they're just covering the four corners. So obviously you're missing a lot of the field. You know, if you have a 5,000 acre field and the sun's out and it's in the summer, they're not going to be able to cover all that. So that's where we come in. We're going to send up a drone and cover the entire field at 8 acres per minute, and we're removing the human error factor there with people not caring about the work they're doing. And as soon as the drone's done flying, it'll land, and then the information will be either emailed to the farmer or exported in a hard copy. In addition to being faster and removing human error, it can also quantify yields, and it's really useful for like if a storm comes through and a farmer wants to know what just happened, maybe wind damage in his field, we can go up and in a matter of hours give the farmer information about what's going on in his field.
So this is what a map's going to look like that most farmers want. This is an NDVI map. This shows crop health. So basically, red is bad, green is good. We feel like crop advisors will be our biggest customers because they have a client base already built up, but we feel like small farmers could benefit from us too.
So like you just said, crop advisors are main targets right now. We talked to AgTech Incorporated in Millersburg last week, and they thought we had a great idea, and they were the ones that actually told us about how teenagers are the ones that go and do this, and there's a lot of problems because of that. And they've agreed to actually partner up with us and let us do a few fields coming this next harvest season, and that's huge for us. So for this service, we're going to charge $2 per acre. This price came from talking to farmers, hundreds of farmers in Louisville, and also talking to AgTech. This price is pretty cheap compared to what they charge for people who walk the fields. So that's where that came from.
So our current target market is the 8 surrounding counties, roughly within an hour of us. There's 1.7 million farm acres, and our target is to obtain 3%. And 3% of this will take about 51,000 acres, and this is going to take 3 weeks of flying time at 40 hours a week. And doing that, we can generate over $100,000 of revenue.
So our biggest cost is going to be technology, for the fact that we just want to offer the best service possible to farmers. The drone industry is growing at a rapid rate, so keeping up with that is going to be difficult, but it's something we're going to do to take that task off the farmers' hands. And then next to that is marketing. So I'm a marketing student at Westview right now, and through that and then us managing the social media accounts for Flying Ag, we've really realized that money can be made through marketing. That's huge. So we're going to put the next chunk of our money into marketing. So for 1 year, when we reach 3% of our target market and we have $102,000, we're going to take out $8,000 for our expenses and be left with $93,925. We are going to split 20% of that for our wages, and then be left with $75,000 to put back into our business the next year.
So to break even, we're going to need to make about $8,000. This is only 0.2% of our target market, and this will take us roughly a day of work.
So when we reach 3% of our target market, and we do this for 4 years in a row, we're going to have $300,000 to put into our business to improve it and give farmers the best service we can. So with the previous strategies, we're going to change the way you farm. Are there any questions?
Does the firm that you talk to that's willing to pay you make you enough to break even?
We haven't discussed details with them yet because they don't know what kind of business they're going to have. So that's not clear. I mean, if we did the 8 hours of flight time for them, we would break even. But we also
In your wildest dreams, do you think they'd be less than 8 hours of flight time?
It could, but we also have the
okay.
tools to start up on our own right now. We would just like to own our own things. We're borrowing drones and computers from our family. So our startup cost right now is actually kind of $0, but we want to own our own things eventually.
Good job.
How do you stop your target market from doing this on their own? A farmer purchases the equipment and tries to do it themselves.
So the biggest thing is going to be keeping up with the drone technology, and also it takes a lot of time to learn how to use the drone, how to deal with the software, know what you're looking at, and that's where we're going to come in and be helpful to farmers so that they're not having to worry about keeping up with that, because some of them just aren't going to want to take the time to learn how to fly a drone, how to deal with the data that's being received on the computer.
I have 2 questions. I feel like I've heard about this idea before. Have you done a competitive?
The closest thing we found was in Indianapolis or Chicago, but they don't do agriculture. They've been doing like real estate pictures and stuff like that. We didn't find any services. The only people we found were farmers doing it themselves.
Okay, and how do you plan on running this and going to school and being in the Air Force?
So I'm going to St. Francis, and I'll be home in the summer, which is the main harvest season. He hasn't signed to go to the Air Force yet because if this actually does go through, he's thinking about staying and going to college. So we also would like to hire out and have people fly the drones if we can, if we're making enough money. So that's our plan.
How much does the drone cost? I've got another question, but I want to hear the answer to the first one.
Depending on which drone we use, the drone we're going to use is going to cost about $4,000, and the camera system we're going to use is going to cost about another $4,000.
Yeah, I just keep coming back to, so that's an under $10,000 investment. I'm struggling a little bit with, if I'm a farmer and I've got a couple thousand acre field, I can recoup that money pretty quickly if I just buy it, purchase it myself. So what value do you bring to the table? Because the camera system and the software, that's pretty off-the-shelf stuff.
So most farmers don't have the time of day to go out and do this themselves. This is why they hire crop advisors. But with us, we can work with crop advisors and help save time.
Do you have ideas for how you could use your drone, your technology for other applications in addition to just the agriculture?
So we can also use it for aerial photography for real estate. People use them on working for power lines, checking telephone towers, all that kind of stuff.
We also got hired by Ryan to do a little video for Shipshawana, like the flea market, the lakes, kind of promoting it. So that's another way, just promotional videos.
Okay, so I just exchanged some reading lips over here with my coworker, and we were in Indy, and there is a company that's doing something similar. They're a seed company. I don't know the name of them, but they are using it from trying to expand their product. So I'm not saying that this isn't a great idea, but there is going to be competition, so you're going to have to be really careful about what's different about you and why people are going to choose you over them.
All right, another great idea. We are getting close. We have one more presentation this evening, and then we will let our judges get out of here and deliberate a little bit, and we will announce our top 3 business ventures. Before we do that, recognize a few more sponsors. I think this is it. Apparently I don't know what we're doing. Okay, our next next sponsor is Topeka Pharmacy. They are a bronze sponsor this year. And Jacobs Advertising. Don't know if they're still here. I see part of the family. They donated this banner this year, so thank you for that. And Humpty Dumpty's LLC Ice Cream Shop. If you haven't been there, you gotta go. It's pretty good. Also a bronze sponsor. Give our judges a few seconds here. I can see through the back door, and there's still a little bit of light outside, so we're beating last year. All right, I think we are ready to go. Our final presentation this evening is from a Westview student, Braden Reynolds, and his business is called EquiHeat.
All right, guys, how we doing this evening? Make sure everybody's awake. It's been a long night. All right, so my name is Braden Reynolds. I am a senior at Westview High School. I plan on attending IUPUI in the fall of 2017 for sports marketing management. I have a drive for management. It's something that I've obtained through sports and academics, and I'm also continuing that through another business venture, my Shipshawana bike rental service. But to give you a little bit more background on EquiHeat. EquiHeat is a heating pad that has a 360-degree design, which heats all the way around the waist. And the concept for this product was given me, gotta give my mom props, it was given to me by my mother. I was sitting next to her one evening and she told me, Braden, I'm having severe pain on my abdominal section in my lower back. And she said, you gotta figure out something so I don't have to keep switching the heating pad back and forth. So you gotta listen to your mom. I ran out, I went to Walmart, and I bought a heating pad, and I tore that thing apart and I reconfigured it for a 360-degree design. And luckily she's been using it as a prototype. But as far as that goes, my target market for EquiHeat is women between the ages of 12 and 55 years old who are experiencing menstrual cramps, which the pain really happens in the lower abdominal section and the lumbar section of your back. The current problem with heating pads today are that they're rectangle. Majority of them that you're going to buy in the store are rectangle. They're not comfortable. They don't heat everything you need heated, which is the biggest thing that EquiHeat has on every heating pad, is that it has that 360-degree, and the comfort level is just really not there. The problem solver for that is EquiHeat. It is going to be a fashionable heating pad that will be able to reach every area that you need around your waist to be able to be heated, and it'll be able to have that battery pack operation where you will not be dormant. And that's the biggest gap right there, is the fact that you will be able to go to work, you'll be able to go to school, you'll be able to walk around your house and not have to worry about getting tugged on by a cord. Some of the product research that I have done on EquiHeat, these are just a few quotes that I've gotten from a couple senior girls at Westview High School. And I've done research. I did a survey of 185 students at Westview. And I asked there were 4 answers to one question. When experiencing abdominal and back pain, which would you rather do? Sleep, walk, massage, or heat? Those are odd options, but those are the top 4 survey question answers for that question. And as expected, EquiHeat, well, the heating pad, blew all of them out of the water in every age group. Okay, so the cost structure for EquiHeat. As we see, there are 2 beginning prices, the UL safety regulations, and then a patent if needed, if it has that gap. But basically is going to be $1,000 and then quoted for $8,000 to $15,000 for that patent. And those play into the $20,000 fixed price cost, which is for the first year. Okay, and then the fixed cost also incorporates materials, building rent, along with the top 2 prices as said before. Okay, so the total production cost of one heating pad is going to be between $20 and $40, and then the markup is going to be 133%, regardless of what that production cost is, And from this, from 40, it's going to be $40 upscale on it, so it's going to be $80 for the purchase. And then to be able to break even for the first year, we'll need to sell around 500 equates. To be able to obtain that is a very easy number to obtain in just LaGrange County. In the first year, I'd like to be able to obtain LaGrange County and be able to sell in this to 3% of the women population in LaGrange, and that's going to be able to cover that $20,000 fixed cost along with the $2,000 I can put back into EquiHeat for next year. And then a 5-year plan is basically to sell to 3% of the women population in Indiana, and then a 10-year to be able to span across the nation. You may ask how I plan on doing that. I will begin with having a beginning site for EquiHeat, a website where people can purchase products and be able to leave comments and then figure out how to get the product. And I will also have links in social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Manillo, Amazon, basically platforms that are easy to purchase products and also do advertising for EquiHeat. And then from there, to be able to do nationwide, I plan on selling through chain stores such as Walmart, Walgreens, CVS's, basically wherever you see a current heating pad, having EquiHeat right next to it as a major competitor. For Indiana itself, EquiHeat plans on making grossing a revenue of $3.7 million, which is just 3% of the women population in Indiana, and being able to help over 92,000 women be able to get to work, get to school, and still have that heat therapy that is craved but does not have yet. And this is EquiHeat, the heat you need on the go. Any questions?
So where were you 30 years ago? So how long do you expect the battery life to last?
Okay, so the battery that I am currently looking into and just don't have the funds for is a very small compact battery that will last. It ranges. If you have it on the highest volt, the highest temperature, it'll last 2 hours. The medium volt, it'll last 4 hours, and then the lowest volt, it'll be 6 hours.
And how long does it take to recharge it?
I believe 30 minutes. Don't quote me. 30 minutes. Thank you.
What leads you to believe you can achieve that 3% number?
Actually, that is a very low number. I went with a lower number because I was advised to, but I believe I could get more than that. I have confidence in EquiHeat being able to obtain more than that.
Can you tell me why?
Because but being plugged into the wall is the biggest problem, and being able to have that heat on the go is what EquiHeat brings to the table, and is going to be able to push it further than any other heating pad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You said your initial $20,000 of cost included the UL testing and the patent cost.
Yes.
Is that also going to cover your marketing to be able to develop this online store and keep that going?
Yes,
and
yes.
do the marketing to the nationwide?
Yes.
Sorry.
It covers for the first year and covering LaGrange County.
Are there other heating pads that are already powered by batteries?
Okay. Yes, there are heating pads that are powered by batteries, but there's no heating pad that is designed to heat all the way around the waist. There's ones that are designed for shoulders, for athletes, but nothing that is a 360-degree design that heats.
The thing I really liked about your presentation is that you did a real nice job of talking about how there is an ability to scale this into something that could potentially be pretty big. So you did a great job in that regard.
As somebody who attempts bicycling long distances, not always successful, but I try it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I wanted to focus more on just a specific target market, but that's the great thing about it, and my confidence in it is the fact that it can reach males, it can reach everybody, and that's the best part, I think, we, yes ma'am.
I really like that you don't have to use it near a wall, near an outlet. So I think that's a great feature, and the wraparound design is really unique. I wonder about the production. I think you had some numbers there, but where do you need to get this produced, or how would it be produced? Is it something you need to outsource to China? Is it something you can do locally? And then I wonder about sort of the scaling up to national retail and that distribution challenge. Sort of, have you thought about what that would really mean?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've had conversations. I've talked to a very lucrative, successful entrepreneur about possibly partnering up, but getting a couple down pat and done right, and being able to get those done right, and then being able to create more. And as obviously as it would expand nationwide, I would definitely have to. I don't want to outsource. I would like to keep it. I would like to keep it in the U.S. and be able to create manufacturing businesses for it. But as manufacturer goes, I would like to be. I'd like to be the middleman, to be able to obtain the design for the heating pad, and then obtain the battery pack, and then be the middleman who connects the two, and then sells it through that way. Thank you.
Okay, again, a very innovative idea, pretty exciting product. So that concludes the presentation portion for this evening's event. However, we don't get to leave yet. We all want to know who wins. If I ran even that far, I would need the heating pad. So at this time, we want to dismiss our judges back to the back room where we started this evening. So anyone that's in there, if we could clear out, we're going to shut the doors and let them deliberate. The scores have been tallied. If you could take if you still have your final scores, take those back with you. And so that we're all not sitting here for 10 to 15 minutes, again, staring at me or the screen. I encourage you to get up, network, but also, I know we have not hit our $1,000 mark to make modified match. And I really, really, really want to do that. So, if anyone is feeling generous or has seen any venture pitch tonight that you think is something that you would like to donate to get off the ground and running, we encourage you to do so. We really encourage you to do so. All right, we will reconvene in probably about 10 minutes. Thanks. thing I want to do, the judges were overall blown away by what they saw tonight. I know that we were, I'm assuming that you all were. We want to invite all of our club sponsors from each school, so the instructors that actually have led these clubs at each school up to the stage. Actually, right here, great job. There is no doubt that the kids that presented tonight have the passion and intelligence to create a great business plan, but with your leadership and mentorship, they've just taken it to the next level. So again, awesome job. Thank you so much for everything that you do and have done for these students. You can stand right there if you would like to stay there. We're going to announce the winners here momentarily. I have been told that, there you go. I have been told that the crowdfund reached, I think it was definitely over 1,000. So congratulations to the students on that. Thank you everyone for being here. Okay, so judges, thank you for everything you did back there and all night. Volunteers, thank you. The reason that it took so long tonight is that our judges couldn't make a decision, believe it or not. There were so many good teams. So I'll leave you hanging. Every student that competed tonight will receive a $150 general scholarship that can be used to, if a student goes on to traditional college, trade school, a photography class, I really don't care, as long as it's advancing their education in some way. So everyone here tonight will receive that. In addition, we went through the specific scholarships for each school. I'm sure that all of our college representatives will be looking forward to trying to get these students to take advantage of those. Okay, so we're going to start off with third place. This was interesting. We had a tie. And the judges, as opposed to making a decision off the cuff, decided that they would name it a tie. Rather than to give the third place team, one team, a $1,000 scholarship, we have agreed to do a $1,000 scholarship to each third place team that tied. And we want to thank Farmers State Bank for making that decision in the background. After I name the winners, if you want to come up on the stage, please do. The first team that tied for third, from Westview, Equahee, Braden Reynolds. The other team tying for third place tonight, also from Westview, down a glove, Jordan Miller and Trey Zabone. Okay, the runner-up in the 2017 LaGrange County competition, receiving a $2,500 grant from Westview HD Drone Service, Dalton Meisner and Henry. now would be the time for the drum roll. After a very difficult decision in the back room by the judges, the winner of the 2017 Launch LaGrange County competition from Lakeland, Shipshewana Pedicabs, Isaiah Lehman, Eric Melton, and Jack Brown.
You guys get a giant check for photos.
Quick photos, Lakeland guys. Right, so as people take photos, I know that our winners are going to want to probably stay up on stage for a little bit. Families come up and get photos as well. Want to thank everyone for coming. A long evening, but it was well worth it to see all these presentations. Thanks again, and we look forward to hosting you all again next year for the third annual.